live on a Monday, our first live show. Hopefully everything is working and going properly here because sometimes, when you try some new things, it doesn't always work out. But wanted to go live. We've got Masters recap. The NBA playoffs are about to get underway. And, OJ Simpson is dead. We've got Kentucky hiring Mark Pope. But first, before we get started, I just have to say, I suck at fantasy football, guys. I don't know if you guys were following over the weekend, but I took last again in my fantasy football league.
2 years in a row, folks. 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row. And, like I said before I started, my punishment is I gave him the Dan Hurley line is, get us now, get me now, because I'm coming. So this was just 2 years down, but now I'm coming back. I'm going to go win it the next 2 years. Just watch here. But my punishment was that I had to eat. It was bowling and hot dogs. So for every hot dog I ate, I could knock 10 pins off my score. And the hot dog, compared to last year, the pancakes, the hot dogs were way easier. And got there at like 10. I worked out for like probably the longest I've ever worked out since like college, where I worked out for like an hour and a half. I ran 4 miles, and then I did a bis and tris workout just to make sure I had enough room. And I was
can you just
so I get there
mile time per mile?
It wasn't very fast.
Okay.
It was like, I'm trying to think here. I want to say it was like 8:30 maybe.
It's not terrible.
No, going 4 miles. I haven't done that in probably 2 or 3 years or so. But I get there, start cooking up hot dogs. I think I had like 5 down in the first hour. And I kind of just paced myself throughout the day. And I ended up finishing with 19 hot dogs. And we go bowling, go to the bowling alley, and first game. And keep in mind, I haven't bowled in like 5 or 6 years. The last time I bowled, I was in the lovely city of Houston when I was working in the oil field, and we were down there for like an orientation, and I actually bowled. It was I bowled pretty well. I can't remember exactly. It was like a 180 or somewhere. Like it was a good score. Take a guess what my score was through the first 6 frames.
54.
Grant?
I'm gonna say 100.
100.
I'm gonna say, yeah, you're feeling it. You were feeling it.
54 and 100.
Yep. 2 different spectrums.
And so since I had 19, I ate 19 hot dogs. My score had to be a 110. And for every game I didn't get, I had to buy the ground or the people in the league that was there. I had to go buy them a round of drinks for each game I missed. But 54 and 100, try 7. I am not exaggerating. Like I couldn't. It was gutter. Like I think I hit like of my like first 6 rolls or 12 rolls. I had 7 pins.
How are you that bad?
I had 19 hot dogs in me.
Why didn't you just at that point just get the damn thing where you put it down and it rolls it down the middle for you? Like just save some dignity and just do it.
And dude, put the guards up. Like at what point do they just say?
I couldn't do that.
Well, that'd be more of a punishment than having to eat 19 hot dogs.
Oh no! If I had the gutters up, I would have been done. Would have been done and over. But
well, that's what I'm saying. But people can then look at this 28-year-old man who has to put the sides up because he can't not throw it in the gutter.
I didn't care at that point. I wanted to be done. I already wasted a full day of eating hot dogs, so I didn't want to deal with it.
Hot dogs did you choose? Are we talking like old fashioned or?
They were. It was like Bar S. That's what it was.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Why?
I didn't get to choose.
Oh my God! These people are diabolical, man. That's just rude.
Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Dylan, I have a more important question. How was your plumbing on Sunday morning? It could not have been good.
It was plugged. It was plugged from before I got, yeah.
Oh.
And then it was plugged, and then I was finally able to about after I ate on Sunday for lunch, I was able to go a little bit, and then it took about it today was like the first time it was some good like solid like finally like able to actually start going.
That just sounds awful. 19 Bar S hot dogs. God, these people are diabolical.
Well, and then Isaiah burnt a pack of them, and the Bar S, they weren't terrible. They weren't the worst hot dogs. I actually think that I like those more than I liked the Nathans. There was something with the Nathans that did not agree with my tummy. It was like too rich.
Than a hot dog and a roaster at the golf course. It just doesn't beat it.
Nope. But I also had a couple of Cloverdales as well. But the second game, and I kept telling myself, pressure makes diamonds. Pressure makes diamonds. And so I finally figured it out after like the sixth frame. Shout out to my buddy Ty, who said that you got to aim for that far left pin. And I started doing that, and I got some success. So my last, 5 frames of the first game, I ended up with like a 65. So it was like a 59 the last, or 58, whatever. It's hard to do live math on air. But
you can just say you're not good at math. It's fine. We'd all understand.
Yeah, we all know that. But able to get that, and then the second game, I went like nuclear. I was just like, I'm not doing this again. I am done. I am sick of doing this. Like I want to just go home. So I went nuclear war mode and bowled a 157 with 19 hot dogs in my stomach, mind you. You know, special teams, special plays, special players. That's what I am right there.
You just had to throw 10 gutter balls to start the day, and then you woke up and felt good.
Yep, that's right.
Rest off, it's fine.
So, but I know we are live on YouTube, but right now, as I can see, but we are not, for some reason I can't figure out Facebook how to get that to work. But we are live on YouTube.
How many people are watching us three degenerates?
Right now, concurrent viewers. Right now, we are at 1, so it'll bounce in and out. Nathan Dean, he said cholesterol is 300 now. Yes, yes, we are at 300. The cholesterol.
It's only gonna get higher when I give you my meal, Dylan.
Yeah, that's right. But
my meal would kill Craig for sure.
That's we'll get to the meal that we're talking about here on Thursday after the last episode was released. It was announced that O.J. Simpson died after he battled with cancer. But we're not sure. Did cancer actually do it?
Cantor's not going to say he did it. Cantor's going to write a book and said, if I did it.
If I did, Cantor's going to write a book.
Find the center of the lollipop. You know, the world may never know.
We may never know.
But man,
Yeah.
did we get some? We got some hot takes on that one. That one, there was one I was like, what are you like? Who I think I sent this one to you guys in the chat that it was like, this might be one of the most idiotic comments that I have ever read in my life. Here, oh yeah, Mark Lamont Hill. O.J. Simpson was an abusive liar who abandoned his community long before he killed 2 people in cold blood. His acquittal for murder was the correct and necessary result of a racist criminal legal system, but he's still a monster, not a martyr. Like, I was always told that Lady Justice is blind and that it doesn't matter if you're black, white, Asian, gay, straight, all of that. But like, so he was just acquitted because of the color of his skin. That might, like, it doesn't add up to me at all. Like I thank God the OJ case didn't happen in our lifetime, because there will be people saying that he didn't do it just because.
Well, dude, right as Ethan texted me or texted the group, I was like, I need to find that clip of Family Guy with Brian and his roommate, because it would just put a smile on her face. Because it's crazy, but it's a cartoon, but that's how people felt, man. You know, back then, like, you know, Dylan, remember at the end of that OJ, the FX, you know, their version of American Horror Story, they showed the live videos of people's reactions when that verdict came out. And one group was celebrating, the other group was in disbelief and in tears that he was acquitted and got away with it. So that clip of Brian and his roommate when they pulled the gun on each other and said, I think we need to find new roommates. Oh, it made me laugh, and I was like, I got to share it with these 2 guys.
That is, but that was also a very well done series. With Cuba Gooding Jr. and David Schwimmer, which I still contend that we know it didn't happen in real life, but I still contend they should have made a scene in that show where he stands up and yells, "They were on a break."
It would have made a great show, a fantastic show, if he would have said
it. Would have. It really would have, but
or Dylan, like they make up a scene where OJ's at the Kardashians' house. Rob's going to go to the fridge and get a sandwich, and the juice takes a sandwich, and then Schwarber goes, "That sandwich was the only good thing left I had in my life right now." That would have been fun.
That would have
my sandwich.
The moist maker.
The moist maker. Oh, Bob, there was so much in there. I just had to throw it in the trash.
But let's go. You know, we talked a lot last week about Cal going to Arkansas, so I figure it's only fair that we bring up that Kentucky hired BYU coach Mark Pope to take over the reins for Calipari. And I can't say I'm an elite BYU basketball mind nor a elite Kentucky mind, but it seems like Mark Pope was played for Kentucky, was on their national title team, and really the only person whose opinion should matter on this is one of our guys that we ride with on this podcast. Is it got the stamp of approval from former Kentucky coach Rick Pitino, excuse me, Rick, and you know, really that's all what matters.
I don't know if you guys saw the crowd's reaction yesterday at Rupp Arena when they announced him. That
was nuts.
And yet there's people out there claiming like, oh, their fans aren't excited about this. They just sold out a damn stadium for a coach. Like, I don't know about you guys. I've never seen that before. Maybe when Michigan announced Harbaugh, that really the only thing I can think of that would probably come close to that. But that place was insane.
Well, and even with Harbaugh, Ethan, that whole thing wasn't. There was a basketball game that day where he got introduced, but like the actual press conference itself was only in like their regular press room. So, I mean, that just shows the loyal and passion Kentucky fans have for basketball, which, I mean, can't really blame them because there's really not a whole lot out there in the state of Kentucky.
I mean, if I want a horse race, I need a couple $2 million to my name. And let's be honest, most of the people in Kentucky don't have a couple $1,000s to their name. So it's not like they can enjoy the horse racing. And all their sod is already pre-made. So the two best things Kentucky has, nobody can do. So why not watch a little basketball?
That's right.
But yeah, I always think it's a good idea if you can get someone with a connection to your program who knows what it takes to win. Is always a good thing. I feel like that works a little more in college basketball, where you can kind of get, like I said, someone from within the family who knows what it takes to win and knows what those fans want. And I mean, we'll see if it works. Now I have a reason to kind of watch Kentucky a little more because, like I said last week, I think Calipari's a snake, and I've never been a big fan of his. So, I mean, we'll see. But that is one heck of a jump, going from Provo to Lexington. You know, what was the Big 12 conference, now the SEC. So hopefully it works out for him.
I actually like the hire. He's built up BYU to be a perennial top 20, 25 team in the country. Like, what's he going to do with Kentucky behind him now? Like, he has the pedigree there. Like the school.
He can also recruit. He can also recruit and say that fornication is allowed there.
That is true.
Good start. But
he no longer has to guys in. Well, yeah, because those would have done guys don't want to soak.
Calipari's so far behind. It's just ridiculous.
And also, I think it's smart from Kentucky's perspective too, because if they went out and they got a Dan Hurley or a Scott Drew, they would have. I mean, Mark Pope is fairly cheap. He's $5 million. They can use a lot of whatever they were budgeting. They can use that towards building a better. Which, I mean, how crazy is that? What we're talking about here is using NIL funds to build a better roster in college sports now. But this is where we're at. So I mean, we just got to talk about it. But I think that was another huge aspect, and it's a guy that Kentucky means a lot to Mark Pope, as you can see. I mean, and the former players were excited seeing all like the players from that whatever national title team that he was on, come back and play to come back and come out on the bus with him holding the national title trophy in Kentucky attire. That's pretty special. That I think Kentucky's going to get a little bit more back to their roots of the goal is winning and going deep in March, where Cal, it was more so how many NBA draft picks can we get on opening night or on NBA draft night?
Yeah. How many millions of dollars in contracts did my players at Kentucky sign now in the NBA? Hey, how many guys did we get on the Supermax? Now, and whenever he has an interview on SportsCenter or anything like that, he has those row of jerseys behind him. It's just, Calipari is all about himself. He doesn't care about winning. He doesn't care about the players to an extent. He's just all about me. And
talking about contracts, did you see Caitlin Clark's contract for her rookie deal?
I did not.
It has a max value of $338,000 over 4 years.
How much?
$338,000. She will be making $76,535 this year.
Oh. Well,
Wow.
more.
God, she has sponsors. That ain't it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there were people saying that she could stay in college and make close to $20 million in NIL.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, I believe it.
But which, I mean, I actually think I make more money than Caitlin Clark does, and I'm not a professional athlete, as we all know.
Well, God damn it, Dylan, good for you.
Thank you.
I'm glad you got that going for you.
Well, it sure as hell ain't my fantasy football team.
No, it's not. Because what,
But
19 hot dogs and how many pancakes later? How many pancakes last year? I just want to relive that pain.
17.
And how many hours? 12, 17 hours?
7 hours.
Oh, that's brutal.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And if I had to choose if I had to choose one to do again, I think I would do the hot dogs. And you know the dumbest part about the whole thing too is I ate every single one of those hot dogs raw. I had no condiments on it at all. I just
Did they not allow you to have condiments?
No, but I was worried that like it was extra calories that was going to fill me up. So I just said, whatever. If I take big enough bites, it'll be fine.
Big enough bites.
Dude, you know what they should have done last year just to really piss you off and to mess with you on those pancakes? You should have had to use sugar-free syrup.
Sugar-free syrup? No. It's terrible. That's how I figured out that. That's the first time I've ever had sugar-free syrup in my life, and that's the only time I ever want to have sugar-free syrup.
Wow.
But we were. What do you guys think would be a good punishment for next year for last place?
Stand on the street sign holding "I lost in fantasy football" in a dress.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. I also saw one that said the last place finisher has to take the ACT.
I've seen that, yeah.
What about like
Choice.
You could get a shirt or like a shirt made or like a towel that says "I suck at fantasy football," and that has to be your Facebook or Instagram profile picture for like 3 months.
Yeah, that would be bad.
I suck at fantasy. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of making people eat a whole bunch of food, just because it's so miserable, and you truly feel awful afterwards. You know, and
I know, and the people and the people in the league were like, "Oh, well, it wasn't. You know, the whole point of this was for us to all get together and have some fun, drink some beers." I was like, "Yeah, it was fun for you guys. It wasn't going to be fun for me having to eat 19 hot dogs and bowl."
You just gotta suck it up and deal with it. You lost.
I got the nickname on Saturday night because after I was like, well, you know what? I deserve a beer. I need one of these. So we went out and had a couple of beers, and I was talking to a guy that I knew that I was just there and ran into him. I was talking to him, and whoever he was with referred to me as the Glizzy Gladiator.
The Glizzy Gladiator.
That's good.
That's right.
Oh, dude, that's fantastic. Could you imagine going to Costco and just sitting back and be like, all right, well, just a heads up, I'm going to come back for 20 of these today because I lost in fantasy football.
That's a good value there, though. $1.50.
They have ran the numbers. You are right. The numbers do back that up.
We also figured out the amount of calories. So each hot dog was 130 calories. Each bun was 110. And with
240?
19, it was almost 4,600 calories in hot dogs and buns.
Good
Lord. My God.
A lot of empty calories.
Oh, that's
Correct.
Awesome.
I contend I'm 1 part Pete Weber, 1 part Joey Chestnut after that.
That's fair.
But let's move on here. Back to we talked Scottie Scheffler won his second Masters in 3 years. Grant, yours and mine's pick did not work out. Ethan, I think, was going to pick Scottie if he actually joined, but since it was a winners only podcast last week, he wasn't allowed to be on it.
Why were you on it then? Because you lose at everything, evidently.
Well, my college football team won the national title, so I am a winner.
That is not.
That is me. That is me. It is the team I cheer for.
If you cheer
coming
for
from the guy
title.
Earlier this year, who whenever he'd say talking about he'd be like, "Yeah, as if I play on the team."
Yeah.
Exactly. I got congratulated enough. I've talked to some Michigan fans, and they have said that I have earned my stripes as a Michigan man. So that's what they tell me.
Pump the brakes. Bullshit. You are not
like
Michigan man. That's disrespectful to the
I
phrase
don't call
Michigan
myself
man.
that. That's what everybody else calls me. So
also, I have a question. What does it mean to be a Michigan man? That just seems so arrogant. It's like being a good adult and being a leader is what you should strive for. You shouldn't have to let the world know about it.
We take it to a different level. It's something you're not you guys aren't Michigan men. You wouldn't understand. So
that became cool in the last 3 years. What about the past 14 years when you got your ass kicked by Ohio State?
I choose not to remember that.
You cannot identify what you choose to remember.
Just like Ohio State fans refuse to remember anything that happened before Jim Tressel showed up.
This isn't about Ohio State fans. This is about you and them clown Michigan fans talking about how much better you are.
Michigan's national champions. There's nothing to be clowns about. Don't be mad. This is what losers do. Is they pick on the winners and try to pick and nitpick at every little thing to make up for their shortcomings. Okay? You know what, Grant? You had your shot. You're a Duck fan now. You had a chance to get revenge on Washington. You couldn't do it. You know what? Michigan did. They took care of Washington for you since Oregon couldn't.
Well, okay. So first off, I wasn't talking about the football team. I was talking about the fans and how they have this weird sense of arrogance that says, hey, we're good people, so I need to let the world know. Good people don't let the world know. Good people are just good people. And also, for the record, folks, I don't have a team in college football anymore. Oregon, it was a nice bit. They're not my team. Do I like Dan Lanning? Yes. Are they going to be fun to watch next year? Yes. I don't have a skin in the game. I'm just a football fan. No college football team for me.
And you're technically a journalist, so you see things from an unbiased view.
Also, if we go to
that sounds like someone whose team sucks.
You just have to wear an NCAA hat and just like NCAA clothes. It just says NCAA.
He's the Rob Lowe of college football.
I'm like Rob Lowe.
You're not a fan. You like the NCAA.
I'm a big NCAA kind of guy.
If that's what floats your boat, but Scottie Scheffler did win two of three. It wasn't back to back. The trend of back to backs has come to a stop for now. NBA playoffs might be a different story. But do you guys know, trivia question here is, do you guys know the last time somebody won two out of three Masters?
I'm just going to say fall, though. I don't know what year.
Did Bubba win two?
You are correct, Grant. Yes, in 12 and 14. Somebody that we actually got to watch live at the 3M.
True. He sucked.
Yeah.
Him and Sergio both did.
Well, yeah, you also told Sergio, great job after he just took a leak in the woods. So I don't think that really
No.
He asked him he also asked Sergio.
I asked him what Saturdays were for. Yeah, and he didn't respond after he went back-to-back doubles.
You want to know why? Because Sergio Garcia is a loser.
Very true, but
he's a loser. And he probably roots for Ohio State, so he pees sitting down.
He does. Well, hey, but Ohio State has continued. They're actually putting a banner up this year or at their opening game that they won the 2024 offseason. 2024 spring game national champions after 80,000 people showed up.
Hey, this year at fall camp we took 2 black stripes off our new incoming players after they were the freshman of the year in the SEC and the best running back in the SEC in America last year. Yeah, let's take their black stripes off. Those arrogant clowns at Ohio State. I can't stand them.
Ryan Day's still looking for Lou Holtz.
Ryan Day needs to stop dyeing his beard and just let it go. Let the silver kick in because it's getting bad. It looks like when they re-asphalt your driveway, it just has that jet black to it. Ryan Day needs to stop, bro. It's getting too much.
Yeah. But anyways, Scottie won the Masters. It felt more so that it was like he didn't have the big blow up hole that Morikawa had, Ludwig had, Max Homa had, where he hit it into the bushes. Yeah, Morikawa, he had took him 2 shots to get out of the bunker. Morikawa, he talked about it after that. He said that he probably got a little bit too risky. And it was in a spot where he really didn't need to, because they were at the time, it was still 1 spot off the lead. And after that, it just destroyed his confidence. And felt like he was way more afraid to make a mistake than actually just go out and play. And, Scheffler, it was just, sometimes it was not a very exciting Masters. My nap that I took was fantastic. But,
nothing
just
beats it.
He just, like, nothing phased him. He got back. He had that bogey where it was a 4-way tie. And then all of a sudden he hits that shot. I think, was it on 8, where he was like a foot from the pin?
He did that a couple
for birdie. And there's no doubt that he's the best golfer in the world right now.
Well, I thought Oberg had a chance when he went to -7, had that great shot, kind of wrapped around the back of the green, came up within a couple feet of the hole or whatever. That cut it to 2 strokes. That cut him 7. Scheffler was 9. And then, of course, the next screen is Scheffler making another birdie putt. Comes back to the next hole. Does the exact same shot as Oberg. It's like he literally saw the shot and was like, oh, what you can do, I can do better. And he did. And then he drains it again. Now, boom, 4-shot lead. It's just like, what in the hell? Like, he doesn't screw up, and he's just dominant.
And then the thing about it, too, is like, he doesn't care if he won or lost. He's about to have his first kid. He's like, yeah, well, my plan is if my wife goes into labor, I'm going home. He doesn't care if he wins or loses. Yeah, he's only 27. He has probably the most humble and probably, a key to a lot of his success is his humility, where he doesn't get too high. He doesn't get too low, where you see some of those guys where they get a little bit more emotional. They'll slam a club down. Scottie just goes and continues to play. And, you saw his post-game or post-round interview where it was like, he had a buddy talk about how he won on the cross, and that's how he lives his life. He's very faith-based, and it's very admirable.
Did you guys see on the 13, the par 5, where Morikawa and him were both like almost equally distant, and they flipped the tee to see who was going to putt first?
Oh, really? I did not see that.
Yeah, like Morikawa's like pointing. He's like, you or me, and then he grabs the tee, and I don't know whose side was who, but basically whatever side of the tee hit the ground first, that's who putted first. And Morikawa, he won, so he like pointed at himself, and then he putted first. Like in the middle of the heat of the tournament, they're just like, screw it. Like, who's going first? Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And
it's kind of like when you have those mic'd up moments in the NFL. Like, a couple of years ago, end of the regular season, it was the Niners were going to the playoffs. The Cardinals were done. J.J. Watt was going to retire. George Kittle's grandma's in the stands at 100 years old. And then in middle of the game, after these guys are just beating on each other, J.J. goes, that's your grandma, George? Yeah, it's her first NFL game. She's 100 years old. Just like that light switch, how these guys can go from 0 to 100 and then back to 0. Like that. It's pretty cool, especially when you get to see those moments.
Yeah, and it wasn't a good showing by the Live guys. I don't know who the
They all
highest
suck.
Live finisher was.
Fleetwood was really the only one that did anything.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you saw that thing that I sent to the group
I did
about
see
how
it. Is that legit?
I don't know. Have you watched any of Full Swing at all? Season 2?
I've watched the first 2 episodes.
Okay. There's part of me that it wouldn't, just by the way Rory was. They basically, the PGA had him as kind of the spokesperson for the PGA about how terrible Liv was, and how like he basically stuck his neck out and risked relationships with guys that went over to the Live tour, and said that, how he basically said that, this isn't how you guys came up. You came, and then they go and they announce that they're merging, which we haven't really heard anything about that at all since that, like
close,
about as far as.
Honestly, if he does, it's definitely just a middle finger to I think it's Monahan. Is that their?
Yep, Jay Monahan. Yep, that's exactly.
Yeah, that's the only reason he would do it. Is just go behind his back and be like, "F you!" Like, you lied to us, like blatantly to our face, and here we are negotiating now. Like, so.
Yeah,
I can understand it. Like,
oh yeah, but Scottie has his. He's going to have his second Masters dinner too now. So we decided to come up with our own, but with a little bit of a twist. I saw this on TikTok. Barstool Tate, Ohio's Tate, do this.
Oh, good. More Ohio people.
This is actually like we dogged on Ohio State pretty good earlier, but this was actually like a pretty good idea of your Masters dinner, but you can only have use fast food or chain restaurants as what you want. So we kind of set it up as you can get you can have up to 3 appetizers, your main entree, 4 sides, and a dessert. And we're going to do this since, we still have, we like to go by draft style here. And there's once somebody takes it, it's gone. You can't pick it. We're going to go by picking the way we usually do here, but with a little bit of a twist. So the way we do it, I'm going to close my eyes and pick to see who goes first snake style. So I'm going to move him around.
He's got a hat.
And with the first pick, as you can see in this Masters dinner draft, is Ethan. That's like 3 weeks in a row.
Well, if you can't
and then
I'm the best.
He used to never get the first pick, and now that's all he does.
Yep.
Yeah.
Winners win, guys. Just get used to it.
Oh,
with the second pick is me, national champion.
How did you know without looking?
I know the feeling of the hat, so
that's a little weird.
The fix is in.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah,
Grant, you're the caboose. So, Ethan, what are your 3 appetizers for your Masters dinner?
So one, we're going Culver's cheese curds.
Oh, good choice.
Awesome, like amazing, but like it's kind of hard to find fast food cheese curds. Number 2, Taco John's Olays. That might be the most elite appetizer you could have.
Ooh, forgot about that.
And then a Wendy's 5-piece nugget. Those are the appetizers.
Okay.
Tonight. Yep.
All right. Good choices. So mine is, my first one is I'm going with the Chili's chips and salsa, all you can eat. Second one is you got to go with the Bloomin' Onion from Outback Steakhouse. Always a hit. And my third one is I'm going to stay in the steakhouse realm, and we're going over to Texas Roadhouse, and we're getting those rolls with that cinnamon honey butter.
Oof, don't tell him we might be heading there soon.
Oh God.
Oh. Now, Grant, what are your 3 appetizers?
Yes. So, well, the first one is going with the staple from you guys know me from college days, Sunday night in
Hannah
Fargo.
just popped her head out. Where are we going?
Texas Roadhouse, Hannah, for buns. B-Dub's fried pickles.
Ooh, it's a good.
I an honorable mention was the fried mushrooms too. Those were always a good one.
Ooh, those are good.
They're not there anymore, but.
And then, guys, I'm gonna stick at B-Dubs and some traditional wings.
Okay, can't beat those.
And they're the all-you-can-eat wings too. With that, and then I know this isn't fast food, but I'm sticking it close to home. And this one's for you, Ethan. Cowboy queso from Bunny's.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, hey, that is not a chain restaurant.
I don't give a damn.
There is 2, so that is technically a chain. I'm just saying.
Okay, if we're gonna go sticklers here.
Come on now. It's essentially chips and queso, but we got to keep it local.
You could have went Moe's chips and queso. I thought about that one too.
Moe's doesn't exist anymore around here, so that doesn't count.
Yeah, we don't have a Moe's around here.
Well, it doesn't have to be around here. Half the stuff I said, there's nothing around where I live.
You live in North Dakota. It doesn't matter. You're in Western North Dakota.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You get KFC in Walmart. That's your 2 big spots.
Oh, not even a Subway?
No, we are big rollers on this side of the state. We have 3 Subways in Dickinson, might I add. So
only has 2.
Whoa.
Big dick in the
room. But anyways,
right there.
Grant, what's your main entree?
Oh, that's me. That's right. So I'm going. We're sticking it to fast food here, Dylan. So don't get mad at me. But I'm going with a Baconator from Wendy's.
Oh,
and we're gonna amp this thing up. We're going a 3-patty Baconator with 8 slices of bacon.
Oh, you talk about cholesterol level. I got it from hot dogs. Grant got it from the Baconator.
So fun fact for you, Dylan, what I was talking about, the Baconator has 960 calories in there. I looked this up earlier. 66 grams of fat, 155 milligrams of cholesterol, 1,600 milligrams of sodium, 57 grams of protein, and like I said, the 6 slices of bacon.
100 of sodium?
Yes.
Yeah, so Grant, Armchair Banter responds. He said, Grant is going to be dead before the dinner is over.
Well, yeah, with the fried pickles and the wings and the Baconator. Oh boy.
So mine I'm going to Longhorn Steakhouse, and I'm getting their largest ribeye, medium rare.
All right.
Should we just call it the Texas ribeye?
The Texas ribeye, yep. Sounds good to me.
There you go.
All right, we're sticking with fast food. We are going to Raising Cane's for their 3-piece chicken strip meal.
Just 3?
I mean, it's fair. I think
you got to go with the 5-piece there, man.
Isn't it the 6?
I don't know.
Or 6? Is it?
Maybe
I don't know.
4? I don't know.
We don't have one where I live.
You know, we got to play golf the next day, so we got to be a little good, a little on the low side.
Yeah, we can't be going to the bushes all the time. You're going to the bathroom, and
Exactly.
we're not pissing in the bushes here.
Just ask Jordan Spieth and Tiger Woods how it went last time they went to a food truck at the tournament.
So then, back to you, Ethan. What are your 4 side dishes?
So I do all 4 right now?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going McDonald's fries. Can't beat it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going back to Raising Cane's, garlic toast.
Oh, good choice there.
Chick-fil-A yogurt parfait. And then Panda Express chicken egg rolls.
Ooh, good choice with
like
Panda.
Yep. Pretty happy with it.
My side dishes, I'm going with Chick-fil-A mac and cheese, Arby's curly fries, the Cracker Barrel loaded loaded cheesy hash browns.
Oh, they are so good.
So good.
Uh-huh. And then my last one is I'm going to go with the Applebee's steamed veggies,
Dylan, this
which is
sexy.
basically
We
their
don't eat
steamed
healthy.
broccoli.
We don't eat healthy here.
Oh, well, that's why it's my meal.
We just took down a 960 calorie Baconator. Don't get the steamed vegetables out of here.
That's the dumbest thing you've ever said.
That is, it helps with the digestion.
Actually,
I don't think much is going to be.
You don't want to be sitting. You don't want to be playing Augusta plugged up.
I'm telling you, broccoli does the opposite.
After this meal, I don't think we're going to be going to the bathroom for about 2 days, if you know what I'm saying. And then it's going to come out like, and then it's going to come out bad. All right, so it's my turn, right?
Yes.
So. Yep. So I'm with,
your four side dishes.
I'm with Ethan. I got to go McDonald's French fries. As one. The second one here, it's a repeat. The Culver's cheese curds, from like what Ethan said. It's hard to pass up a good cheese curds. How about then, guys, some KFC coleslaw, and then to finish it out, Red Lobster biscuits.
Mm.
Oh, good choice. Good choice. You can't go wrong with that. Some very good bread options there too. Yes. That all three of us had. And then Grant, sticking with you, what are you going with for dessert?
For dessert, we're gonna go with the strawberry cheesequake blizzard from Dairy Queen.
Mm.
Ooh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan? All right, no, it's me. It's
you.
I'm going with the Culver's Reese's concrete mixers. That's what I'm going with for my dessert.
That's a good one.
Or whatever your concrete mixture of your choice is.
No, Reese's is the way to go.
It's good stuff.
Cups or pieces, Dylan?
Cups.
That good. Okay. Correct answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, we're going back.
No, none of this.
We're doing peanut butter parfait. It's just it's a hot fudge sundae on steroids. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a male hot fudge sundae.
Yes.
If the McDonald's ice cream machine wasn't broke, I'd go with a McFlurry. But
or if it actually mixed it, they just didn't throw it on top after they read the ice cream itself.
Correct.
It's like a half-ass. It's like a half-ass blizzard. It's just terrible.
Yeah. Yes.
Grant, that's how you should have went as well. I was gonna go with the ice cream, the McFlurry from McDonald's, but their ice cream machine was broken. But that is ours. Leave a comment when we clip short these up and come out with the segments. Leave a comment of what your Masters dinner would be, fast food chain restaurant edition is. But that wraps up our Masters talk. Then let's go to the NBA playoffs preview here. Now, my Magic are back in the playoffs after a brief hiatus. And, they play the Cavs. First time I'll be able to watch them since the bubble, which I'm excited about. They play on Saturday. I don't really have a whole lot of expectations. My hope is they compete. I would like to think them being the 5 seed. I think this is a season 2 build on. I think they got 2 young studs in Paulo and Franz, as my shirt says. But right now you gotta take small steps and hopefully try to build to similar to what the Wolves have done these last few years, is where they came out of nowhere 2 years ago and made the play-in games and beat the Clippers. And then last year they I felt like last year it was like more of a frustrating season than it was where they got in, but then they definitely felt like they underachieved last year with a lot of injuries as well. But this year, this is a year where they got the 3 seed and a tough draw playing the Suns. But Ethan, how are you feeling about the Wolves going into the playoffs?
I'm fine with it. The West is probably the most even as long as I can remember in a long, long time. Didn't really matter who you're going to get. Like we haven't played well versus the Pelicans this year. Obviously, haven't played well versus the Suns. The Lakers have LeBron, Anthony. Like they have studs. like there wasn't going to be an easy matchup, no matter if you got 1 through 3. At the end of the day, I'd rather take the best team on, and that's the Suns right now. Get on early, kind of get your feet wet in the playoffs. If we lose, we lose. It is what it is. Like, it's fine. But you're going to have to play the teams anyway, so who the hell cares? Like Gobert said, you got to beat them all anyway, so what the fuck does it matter who you play first?
Yeah, you're right. And the other part, too, is with the Suns is they're still a lot like what they've been the last couple of years, where they're very streaky, where they look good. They look like they're the best team in the league. And then they also look like they are terrible, like Game 7 of the 22 conference finals. Or conference semifinals, excuse me, where they get their doors blown off them in Game 7 at home. I think with the one thing you can say about the Wolves is they've been consistent throughout the year, and hopefully that can carry over to the playoffs. Because they're gonna need to play their best games.
I know they haven't beat the Suns yet this year, but I still think they win this actual series. They have the best defense in the league. They only got down 22 because they kept turning the ball over. If they don't turn it over versus the Suns, they win that game. And even without Cat, they only lost by 10 down in Phoenix. So, like, they easily can win this series. I think a lot of people are overreacting to, like, we haven't beat them this year. It's the playoffs. Just toss the regular season out. It honestly doesn't matter. Best defensive teams win more often than not, and that is the Wolves.
And it's better to lose to them in the regular season than lose to them in the playoffs here. You know, we go back to one of Michael Jordan's, probably I wouldn't say it's his first iconic playoff moment, but probably his second, I would say, when they played the Cavs, and they played them 6 times in the regular season, and the Bulls lost all 6. And then in the playoffs, the Bulls win the series on that iconic shot by Michael Jordan to win 3-2. So maybe we get to see. Maybe this is Anthony Edwards' playoff coming out party.
Well, and who knows, guys? Maybe, now with the regular season struggles against the Suns, this gives the Wolves an opportunity now to go back and make some adjustments and say, hey, what we were doing earlier didn't work this time. Because going into this thing, Phoenix, what adjustments are they going to make? They're sitting back like they were 3-0 against the Wolves this year. Everything they did worked. Let's go in with the same game plan, and we should be able to mop the floors with these guys. It's kind of an interesting thing, but a lot of these people, I'm going back to football here, but from that 0-1 Patriots organization, they have also said if they don't play the Rams in the regular season, they don't win that Super Bowl because they don't know what the Rams did well and what they didn't do well. The Patriots were able to make adjustments from there. The Rams didn't, and that's why the Pats won the game. So maybe the Wolves, if they take the glass half full approach, they can look at it like, hey, we did this for 3 games. It didn't work. Let's try to make these changes and maybe shock the world, because I bet you 66% of the people picking right now are going to pick the Suns to win this series.
Exactly. But yeah, it'll be I put out a poll out on Twitter today, and there was nobody that voted for. I asked, what now that the Masters is over, what sport are you looking most forward to? MLB, NBA playoffs, or the NFL draft? And it was I believe it was like 60% NFL draft. Let's see here.
And that makes sense.
Which is a good transition that we let's see here. Do I have it? Yeah. 60% NFL draft, 40% MLB, 0% on the NBA playoffs. But that leads us into a good transition here. It was announced on Friday that we're teaming up with the guys from Armchair Banter, and we're going to be doing a live draft show. Stay tuned. We're not sure. We're still working on where or how it's going to be streamed. We're working on trying to get it on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, potentially TikTok as well. So you can come hang with us, get some good draft insight live as the picks happen. Maybe we'll see some some frustrated picks. We'll see somebody freak out on who took, and we're going to see who's going to be part of the Super Bowl winning Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl team. So,
and then after you win that Super Bowl, when do you turn your Xbox off?
Oh, Grant got all the jokes.
Oof.
Well, I'll probably simulate to next season and make sure it saves, because I've also had issues with it where actually what'll happen is I'll be taking a knee and then the EA servers will cut out and I won't even be able to win. So because the EA servers suck.
And then when you restart your EA servers, you'll somehow lose to the Packers in the playoffs again?
No, because I have already beaten them. That's when I play the Packers in the playoffs, I don't care what anybody says. I am messing with the game sliders and turning everything all the way up and everything all the way down for the Packers, and I'm going to beat them by 600-0.
Like when Dwayne Haskins was playing that kid in the hospital.
Cardale Jones, yeah.
Cardale Jones, excuse me. Beat the kid like 106-0 or something like that.
Or somebody said it was like 90-7. He's like, no, it was 106-0. Kids got to learn how to lose sometime.
Did you guys see what Scottie Scheffler did in Dallas after the Masters by chance?
No.
He literally went to some random dive bar in his thing and hung out.
Oh, I did see that picture. Yes. He's one of us. What can we say?
What a guy.
What a stud. Like, this is why he's a man of the people. Like,
hey, man. Well, I guess we got to go move to Dallas and we can go hang with Scottie, because I think he would be great to hang with.
Also, I think
maybe he'd help out our golf game. Which, Grant, you actually got to go golfing this weekend. How was it after about a year and a half off?
It was horrible. Did not play well. Couldn't hit anything. Was frustrated. I felt like any sort of progress I made before knee surgery was all gone, and it's like I'm starting to have to learn to play golf all over again. And if that's going to be the case, it's going to be very frustrating this year. And I'm not going to lie, I will very quick mentally be like, I'm not playing this game if I feel like if I got to start over again, because it was not fun.
Well, you just got to keep practicing. You got to visualize everything before, all right, This dog legs to the left, I'm going to draw it around. You gotta like paint. You gotta be the artist. You gotta paint what you're gonna do and then speak it into existence. Just like I'm going to speak into existence that the Cowboys are going to be winning the Super Bowl this year.
Well, yeah, but it's even like before I hurt my knee and I wasn't allowed to play golf, for over a year. The 2 rounds I played before that in the summer of 2022, those were also just absolute garbage rounds. So now the only thing I have in my head is mentally, man, I suck. I haven't played good the last like 3 or 4 times I've been out. Wasn't able to play all of last year. I don't know. Yeah, it's a mentally tough game, and boy, is it kicking my butt right now.
You just gotta be like Taylor Swift and shake it off.
Good thing you fought back against my driver.
I did, yes.
That's true. I forgot that you broke Ethan's driver.
Broke Ethan's driver. Yep.
Did.
So, and Ethan,
thank you, Grant.
You're welcome.
Let's kick it over to you here. What do you got for Curveball of the Week?
Oh boy. Gosh. I've had a couple kind of pondering my head. But since we're kind of on the fast food train, what is the worst fast food meal you've had?
The worst fast food meal I've had.
That's a good one.
That is a good. You'd really make me think on that. I don't know. Man.
I'll start, I guess. I don't know how old I was. It was when I was a kid. But I bit into one of McDonald's chicken nuggets, and I hit a bone To this day, I have
Oh.
still not had a McDonald's chicken nugget, and
No.
That's
I don't
why.
think I ever will again.
That's why you've always been very outspoken
Yep.
against McDonald's chicken nuggets,
Oh,
and you've
yeah.
always said Wendy's is better, which I do contend. I agree with you that Wendy's chicken nuggets are better than McDonald's.
Thank you.
I think for me once, guys, I was getting a fillet of fish, and I opened up my wrapper, and they forgot to put the cheese on the sandwich, so they just put it on top of the bun, like on the outside of the sandwich, and like the tartar sauce I'm supposed to get on the bottom. It looked like they just put like a small little penny-sized drop on there, and my let's say medium fry was like a kid's fry, and I was going through the drive-through, and my drink was half full.
Somebody was thirsty.
Amazing.
So I want to say it was I think the Alexandria McDonald's coming home from NDSU.
Oh,
Yeah, about an hour and a half in. So yeah, my cheese was on top of my sandwich. My drink was half full, and I didn't get any tartar sauce.
and this was not during Lent, was it?
It was.
Oh, what? I suppose that's probably why you.
That's why I got the fish.
Mm-hmm. I got you. So, and well, I know that our worst fast food experience was not at the Faribault and Hardy, or the Hardee's and Faribault.
Don't forget BK, former BK in Fergus Falls.
Yeah.
Well, that one, I don't know if the food was good there, but we won't speak of what happened there. But mine, I would have to say this was a couple of years ago during Lent. Just got out of work. It was a Friday, and I was all excited. Taco John's had their fish tacos, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna go get some fish tacos.
Deal. I got another one.
And I go through the drive-through, get it, driving home, and then as I open it up, it's 2 beef and bean burritos. Was not my fish taco, and it was Friday during Lent, so I couldn't even eat it, and I was just pissed. I saved them until Saturday so I could eat them, but then I guess I just decided, screw it, I'm not eating tonight then.
Oh, that's funny. No, so Dylan, I just thought of another one when you said Taco John's. Me and Caleb, we were at the West Acres Mall in Fargo, and we were walking. For some reason, we had to go to the mall. We were walking around, and we were like, "Hey, we're hungry. Let's get some Taco John's." So go up to the counter. Hey, I'll take meat potato burrito and 2 soft shell tacos on the side. Yada yada yada. She goes, "Well, actually, I hate to break it to you, sir, but we're out of ground beef right now." I was like, "You're a American Mexican restaurant. Are you out of ground beef?" And I said, "All right, well, can I get some chicken tacos?" "Well, actually, we're out of chicken also." "All right." I said, "Well, what do you have?" And she goes, "Well, we got some fish back there, but that doesn't look too good."
You know that actually Taco John's has come out with a Mexican pizza?
I
Or
think
they've
you
come out
told
with
me
a
that.
taco pizza. I shouldn't say it's a Mexican pizza, but yeah, I haven't tried it. It's on my list of things to try. Maybe I'll try that tomorrow for lunch. It doesn't sound like a terrible idea.
After she said that, I was just like, I'm just not gonna get any Taco John's tonight. I was like, what?
But all right, well then I suppose that wraps up this episode of the Three Guys Talking About podcast. We'll be back next week. I believe we're going to do it Monday. We're actually going to be having Hayden McDaniel of Armchair Banter joining us, and we're going to be doing our mock drafts. So then, as we're doing the live show on Thursday, you guys can roast us live for how terrible we are at picking what each team is going to do, because we'll probably be wrong there as well. But that wraps it up. We'll have the segments of the show out on Friday. We'll have the regular podcast will be out on Thursday, as always. But until then, make sure you go like, rate, subscribe, review 3GTB Podcast, 3 Guys Talking Ball Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. And until then, thank you guys again for listening. We'll talk to you next time.